The Detroit Lions are all the rage. The Detroit Lions are all the talk, and people just can't stop talking about the Detroit Lions. Um, People around the national media, people in other locker rooms, fan bases. Um, Bro, the funniest thing I saw this weekend after the Lions beat the Packers, I should say, well, not this weekend, but on Thursday, so probably Friday, after the Lions beat the Packers, someone posted on Twitter, a Packers fan who found the Bills Mafia or Buffalo Bills, whichever one it was, subreddit. And he went in the subreddit begging the Bills to beat the Lions because he was so tired of the Lions and because his team can't do it. He wants the Bills to do it. And also, um, he's rooting for the Bills. And if the Packers can't go all the way, he wants the Bills to win. And then he also wanted to find any charities that Josh Allen supports so that he could donate. It's that deep. It's that deep for these Packers fans out here. They're looking for charities to donate to for other teams to be able to beat the Detroit Lions. They want to feel like they have some hand in beating the Detroit Lions. Now, look, in the last 20 years, we've owned the Packers. Right? Sorry, the last 10 years, we've owned the Packers. Um, in the last 21 matchups, we're 11-10. So we beat them more often than not. That's just the facts, right? Don't care if it's one more time or two more or 10 more. It doesn't matter, right? Because we were supposed to be the downtrodden team. And even before we were good, we started to dominate the Packers. The last 3 games at Lambeau Field, the Detroit Lions have come in there and left as the victors. So it's like Lambeau Field is our home away from home. If you've been a Lions fan for a very long time, you probably remember not being able to win at Lambeau Field. We just weren't able to do it. Okay. It's just not a thing that we were able to do. I think we went like a very long time. It was like 20 seasons or something crazy like that where we just couldn't get it done. Okay. So we've been getting it done on the regular. Even in those 20 years that we couldn't beat the Packers at Lambeau Field, it always seemed like we would go late, like in December, things of that nature, and it was cold and it was frozen tundra and snowy and all these things, and us being the dome team, which is still a narrative that we're struggling against today. Not that we are struggling against it ourselves, but it is something that the national media is still trying to hold on to, right? So even in these situations, in these times when the Detroit Lions were bad, when the Detroit Lions went 0-16, when the Detroit Lions weren't winning games, I never, ever thought to myself, hey, I need to go out to another fan base and contact them at large, begging them to beat the team that my team couldn't beat because I was just so personally taken aback by a football game. Now, it's not just a football game. We're not just fans, right? I mean, there's emotions involved and there's, tears of joy and I guess tears of sorrow and sadness and all these things, right? But for you to sit here and go out of your way to try to contact another fan base and ask them and beg them and plead with them. And this fan base, again, has nothing to do with the actual team, right? Because the team is made up of players and coaches, general managers, front offices, all this stuff has to do with the actual product that's on the field. The fan base, maybe, if you said, all right, home field advantage or how the fans travel or whatever, you may give it, they don't often directly affect what happens on the field. False start here and there. They got to call it burning timeout because they can't hear it's too loud in the stadium. Those things matter. Great. But the 60 minutes throughout, the game that's being played on the football field, those fans that you're contacting on Reddit can't help you. Okay? The fans don't throw interceptions. The fans don't cause fumbles. The fans don't blow assignments on defense. The fans don't do all these things that the human beings on the football field do. Even to the extent that the head football coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, they don't do on the field what the players do. Ben Johnson, heck of a coach, gives the plays or calls the plays for the Detroit Lions offense. What does Ben Johnson do after the ball is snapped? Nothing. During the play, Ben Johnson cannot control anything. Jared Goff controls what's going on during the play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Tim Patrick, Sam LaPorta, Khalif Raymond, and so on and so forth. Penei Sewell. These are the people that control the game while the play is happening. Yes, after the play, we've got the coaches, we got all this other stuff, right? We got the fans pre-snap getting loud, everything. For you to reach out to some fans, begging them to beat the Detroit Lions as if they are directly going to play in that game is wild. It's wild. And then on top of that, you are not just begging for a win. In order to incentivize these fans helping you win, you're going to donate to a charity that the quarterback of the other team would like you to donate to. That's wild and crazy. If you came for all the stats and none of the static, if you're trying to keep your Lions news pragmatic, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you can get notified when the Motor City Cats are back at it. And plus, you can't get enough of the victory buffs.